What qualities make someone great? Imagine that you are truly living greatness, not merely dreaming about it. Imagine for a moment that despite possessing great power, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, struggled just like the rest of us. His story is a mirror reflecting our present struggles, not just a piece of distant history. Aurelius, like you and me every day, had to struggle to acquire knowledge and courage since he was not born with them. This is about true greatness, not the sort you inherit, but the kind you develop via hard work and perseverance. So what was Marcus's method? Through the idea of Stoicism, which teaches us how to govern ourselves rather than others. We explore not only his life, but also how you may use these timeless teachings to overcome the obstacles in your own life today. Are you prepared to discover how these age-old ideas can enable you to achieve greatness that is exclusively your own, right now, right here? 1. Aim for greatness. The name Marcus Aurelius, which connotes strength and wisdom, was not born with all the qualities of a Stoic. His greatness came from his everyday craft and his unwavering quest for perfection. The lesson for us is this: becoming great is a decision, not a gift. You find yourself at a crossroads every morning when the sun breaks through your window. You have two options: get out of bed and go, or get back in there with a purpose. Marcus made the decision to choose the latter, and that's where your path to greatness starts. How can we use this in our daily lives now? It's not about hiking up mountains all the time. It's in the little things. Electing to speak less and listen more, putting up with traffic annoyance rather than getting frustrated, or concentrating on the work at hand rather than zoning out on social media. These decisions may seem insignificant, yet they add up. Like Marcus, we don't become great in one enormous leap. Rather, our route to excellence is carved out by modest, steady steps. Accept this path and remember that every day presents a chance to improve upon who you are. Although this path is difficult, keep in mind that the payoff is a life lived with meaning and inner power, much like the Stoic emperor who continues to inspire us even after decades has passed. 2. Take time each day to reflect. Adopting the practice of daily introspection is similar to holding a mirror up to your inner world, illuminating insights and truths that are frequently missed in the hustle and bustle of daily existence. This isn't about journaling the things that happen during the day. Rather, it's an introspective process and a private discussion with oneself. Imagine taking a step back and looking deeply into your thoughts, feelings, and experiences at the conclusion of each day. It goes beyond simply reliving the events. It involves probing deeper, wondering why you felt the way you did, what set off those feelings, and how your behavior relates to your basic beliefs. It involves analyzing your behavior to identify trends, identifying your triggers, and assessing your advantages and disadvantages. By transforming not just your consciousness but also your entire being, this everyday practice eventually leads you to live a more deliberate and mindful life. This habit is available to everyone. It's simple, yet profound. It just takes a few quiet moments of reflection and no additional equipment or settings. Choose a time that is convenient for you, whether it is right before bed or right after you wake up. Writing a literary masterpiece is not the goal. What matters is being sincere and truthful with oneself. This practice's transformative force and simplicity are what make it so beautiful. You'll experience a change over time, including improved mental and behavioral clarity, a stronger sense of harmony with your beliefs, and a better comprehension of both the self and the outside world. By reflecting on life on a daily basis, you can become an expert at living rather than merely getting by. 3. Embrace individuals for who they are. Numerous characters that each have a distinct role to perform in the grand theatre of life are thrown at us by life. Master of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius understood this and opted for acceptance rather than anger. It's a mentality that we can all really benefit from in today's busy society. Stop when you see someone who makes you want to grind your teeth. Consider them as necessary to the diversity of human experience rather than reacting to them with irritation or rage. Every component, even the ones that initially appear to be out of rhythm, has a purpose, much as in a puzzle. This acceptance just indicates that you recognize their place in the larger scheme of things, not that you support or condone their actions. This method releases you from the draining cycle of criticism and annoyance. It has a subtle power. If you quit battling every difficult personality you come across, just think of the amount of mental space and energy you could restore. By embracing people for who they are, you're not condoning their behavior. Rather, you're granting yourself permission to maintain your inner peace, regardless of what happens outside of you. It is a deliberate decision to put your inner peace ahead of external issues, not a passive one. Keep in mind that everyone has numerous responsibilities, including yourself. Someone else might find your conduct problematic, just as you might struggle with their behavior. Empathy and patience are fostered by this reciprocal recognition. It serves as a potent reminder that despite our individual peculiarities and oddities, we are all navigating this complicated world together. Accepting this range of personalities broadens your perspective on human nature and increases your tolerance. This long-standing practice, which has its roots in Stoicism, is a valuable instrument for inner serenity and personal development in our dynamic environment. 4. Don't be a whiner. Envision yourself caught in traffic, running late for a meeting, with your phone ringing non-stop. It's simple to vent your grievances, isn't that right? Here's a novel twist from the Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius. He taught us that whining, even in private, doesn't solve anything. It's like yelling for the rain to stop. It won't alter the temperature, it will just make more noise. Hence, the next behavior to develop is the ability to recognize when we are going to get resentful. It's important to channel emotions in a positive way rather than holding them inside. Use that time to schedule your day or listen to a podcast rather than whining about the traffic. Convert frustrating times into learning opportunities. It's critical to recognize the distinction between whining and acting now. Proactively advocating for change is not the same as complaining. If something isn't right, don't focus on the issue. Instead, work on a solution. Marcus Aurelius thought that confronting problems head-on was preferable to merely complaining. Asking yourself, what can I do about this? When you sense unhappiness, building is a powerful way to change your perspective and take control of your life. In actuality, our experiences are shaped by our attitudes. A day peppered with grievances feels thicker and more exhausting. A day started with a problem-solving mindset, however, seems more rewarding and fruitful. It all comes down to choosing wisely. The next time you find yourself about to whine, stop, inhale deeply, and focus your energies on something productive or positive. It's an easy yet powerful change that can change your entire perspective on life, not just your day. Accept this behavior and see how it alters the way you communicate with others. You'll discover that you're more composed, laser-focused, and equipped to take on obstacles head-on. 5. Pay attention to what really counts. Imagine your life as an untidy room full of items that stand in for your everyday commitments, interests, and diversion. Let us now channel the knowledge of Marcus Aurelius and apply it to this mess of the current era. Decluttering this room is quite simply the next step to excellence. However, how? By unwaveringly concentrating on what matters most. Consider your average day. In the scheme of things, how much of what you accomplish actually matters? We frequently discover that we are overburdened by obligations and work that, to be honest, doesn't really add anything. They resemble those trinkets that accumulate dust on our bookcases. It's time to adopt a brutal mindset and question everything you are ready to commit to, starting with, is this essential? This is about honoring your time and energy, not about being heartless or aloof. The true technique is this, though. As soon as you begin to cut out the unnecessary, you'll notice something incredible. Your capacity to concentrate and achieve success in the things that really count soars. You're no longer a master of all trades and a jack of all trades. Instead, you're a dedicated individual perfecting your craft, whatever it may be. And that ability to focus is not just valuable in this day of non-stop distraction, but it's a superpower. You're not being lazy when you work less. Rather, you're just carefully deciding where to focus your efforts to get the most results. Always keep in mind that saying no to something unnecessary means saying yes to something that really counts. Let's make those decisions matter. 6. Cultivate virtue and thankfulness. The art of virtue and thankfulness practicing is like painting bright colors on a canvas that is continuously painting in gray tones. It's about realizing that even in the worst of circumstances, there is always cause for gratitude, a lesson to be discovered, or a virtue to hone. This habit is about looking for that silver lining, however small, in life, rather than disregarding the harsh facts of life. Let's start with thankfulness. When things are going well for you, it's simple to feel grateful. Finding reasons to be thankful when things are going wrong is the true challenge. Consider it as a game in which you have to search in the dark for lost riches. It could be as easy as realizing the comfort of having a buddy who listens, or as simple as appreciating a warm cup of coffee on a gloomy, cold morning. This is about changing your attention, not about ignoring your challenges. You are teaching your mind to be strong and robust by practicing this, regardless of what life throws at you. Now let's examine virtue. Remaining true to your principles in a society that is always attempting to change you into someone you're not is a rebellious act. There is always a chance to put a virtue into practice, be it kindness, courage, or honesty. Every problem is an opportunity to exercise your moral muscles. It's similar to being an athlete in the game of life. Even though you might not always succeed, you're improving and becoming more like the person you want to be with every endeavor. Recall that living authentically is more important than receiving praise or acknowledgement from others. Therefore, as you move through life, use virtue and thankfulness to color your path. Even if it won't always be simple, the effort will be worthwhile. You have the chance to be the best version of yourself at every moment and to make the ordinary special. This habit is about creating your own route to greatness, one step at a time, rather than just striving to be as great as Marcus Aurelius. 7. Never stop learning. The eternal pursuit of knowledge is a notion that Marcus Aurelius lived by, and it transcends time. Imagine this: an elderly emperor, opulent in his wealth, but he holds his tablets with humility as he goes to study under the philosopher Sextus. This scene is a potent lesson for us now, not just a piece of history. You know, it's simple to become engrossed in the chase of success in our fast-paced society, and forget that real growth comes from lifelong learning. Consider every day as a fresh chapter in your own wisdom book. It's about cultivating an attitude that is constantly inquisitive and receptive to new ideas, not about racking up degrees or awards. Every moment offers a chance to learn, whether it's through picking up a book on a topic you don't know much about, listening to a podcast that contradicts your beliefs, or just being thoughtful in the conversations you have every day. Marcus's experience shows us that growth is a lifetime endeavor and does not decrease with age or accomplishment. Accepting education as a way of life allows you to develop a humility that helps you stay grounded in addition to expanding your knowledge. Never forget that every step you take in the quest for knowledge is a step closer to being the best version of yourself. Let's aim to be lifelong learners, much like Marcus, who is constantly willing to venture into new areas of knowledge and comprehension. 8. Show yourself and others forgiveness. Adopting forgiveness for yourself as well as others isn't merely a kind deed. It's a vital habit that can improve your life and emulate Marcus Aurelius. It's a fact that modern life resembles a jigsaw puzzle of choices, actions, and relationships. Parts fit nicely in certain cases, but are pushed into places they shouldn't be. Forgiveness has the capacity to change our story when we make mistakes or when people disappoint us. Imagine yourself in this situation. You overslept and are now late for a crucial meeting. The new you, influenced by Stoicism, might spend the day berating yourself. but the old you. You own your error, take the lesson to heart, maybe set 2 alarms the next time, and go on. This is the act of self-forgiveness, releasing the burden of self-blame that frequently holds us back. Being kind to oneself should be your goal, just as it would be for a close friend in a similar circumstance. Although it's simple to hold on to rage and animosity, what good does that truly do? As Marcus Aurelius did, who found forgiveness even in the face of betrayal, we too have the option to let go of these bad feelings. This does not imply that you accept what transpired or ignore it. Rather, you release yourself from the weight of resentment. It feels similar to putting down a bulky backpack that you have been walking miles in. All of a sudden you feel lighter, more nimble, and prepared to face the future with an open heart and a clear head. It's not only about being amazing. This forgiveness habit is about living a more contented, serene existence. Live up to your principles. A profound fact was personified by Marcus Aurelius. Great ideas need to be lived, not only thought about. What does this mean for us in the complicated, fast-paced world of today then? Making actions speak louder is the goal. Speaking of kindness, honesty, and hard work is simple. The true test comes in putting these qualities into practice on a regular and sincere basis in our day-to-day lives, as Marcus showed us. Whether you're a parent, a professional, or a student, living up to your ideal requires you to make difficult but moral decisions. Let's now discuss influence. Making an impact doesn't require you to be a famous person or an emperor. No matter how tiny, your actions have an impact on life's pond. You give a strong example for everyone around you when you choose to behave honorably and kindly. This is about quietly but firmly standing up for what you believe in, not about getting attention. Remember that developing into a person of outstanding character like Marcus is a process rather than a final goal. It's not about being flawless, but rather about making an effort to improve daily. Own up to your mistakes, take what you can from them, and keep going. To truly excel in life, you must pursue personal development relentlessly and with action as your foundation. 10. Get your equilibrium back. Life is like a dance, sometimes elegant, sometimes awkward. This was recognized by the astute Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius. Resilience was what he preached instead of perfection. See life as a kind of song. Sometimes we sing along, and other times we don't. That's life. However, what happens when the beat stops? We regain our groove. This is about gradual correction, similar to how a musician tunes their instrument, not about strict self-discipline. You skip a training session, return the following day, curse at someone you love, express regret and begin again. Our ability to pick up the beat after a mistake does not determine who we are. Not exactly, but roughly speaking, Marcus once said, "When you rise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." It's an invitation to embrace each day, regardless of the mistakes of the day before. We ought to rejoice in our humanity and our capacity to reintegrate into the cycle of life. Every dawn is a new opportunity, a new measure to our never-ending melody. This is not about denying the existence of failures, but accepting them as a necessary component of the dance and our own development. How can we use this in the present day? Easy. Accept the error, take what you've learned, and keep going. Has something at work not gone according to plan? Consider the issues that occurred, but don't linger. As a stepping stone, use it. You lost your cool. Recognize the reason and offer an apology. It's about being mindful, present, and prepared to return to the beat of life. Reverting to rhythm is a habit that is about resiliency, appreciating the journey, and realizing that living fully is the ultimate objective rather than perfection. Recall that what matters is getting back up after falling, not the fall itself. We have now completed our exploration of Marcus Aurelius and the metamorphic potential of Stoicism. Remember that this is just the beginning. If this in-depth exploration inspired something in you, right now, your journey to greatness is taking shape, and we are here to accompany you on it. Just a friendly reminder to make sure you don't miss out on the road ahead. Subscribe with the notification bell turned on and hit like if this spoke to you. You won't want to miss some fascinating Stoicism-related explorations that we have planned. Let's talk in the comments section before you leave. Talk about your ideas, your accomplishments, and your Stoic challenges. Your insights are what make this community, rather than just a channel, special. Next, we'll apply some real-world Stoicism while moving it from theory to practice. Stay alert and unflappable. Never forget that the journey, not the destination, is what defines true greatness. We appreciate your participation in our Stoic community. I'll see you shortly.